Brandon Brootal. This has to be one of the strangest stories on TikTok that I've ever seen. So there's this influencer named Brandon Brootal. He also has many other usernames and has been making TikToks for the last 3 or 4 years. So this is Brandon Brootal on TikTok, and I'm pretty sure these 3 accounts are him. I definitely know these 2 accounts are him. And the reason he has 3 accounts is because supposedly he forgot his password on TikTok and somehow doesn't know how to get it back and restart it, so he's been making new accounts. And this was the first TikTok account I saw of him, and it was Brandon Brootal 7. Now I want you guys to know Brandon Brootal is known for being a real emo. He's not a poser, he's a real emo. And the last video on his original TikTok account was this one.
Hey everyone, there's some stuff went around that made me look bad, made it hard to get emo girlfriend, but I do feel really lonely, like I really want an emo girlfriend to grow old and happy with, but I'm gonna keep my head up. I'm gonna find that one girl for me one day.
So you might be thinking, that's weird. Like what would make you look bad to where somebody wouldn't want to date you? Well, there's a lot more to be added to the story. See, initially I wanted to make this video on Brandon Brootal because people think that he has passed away. It is one of the most popular things. But before we get into all that, I'm going to show you more of his content so you get to understand who he is and how he acts.
Making this video, this is a very important video. Well, I guess what I want to say in this video is I am very dedicated to being different for the rest of my life. The way I usually dress, the music I usually listen to is my own way of being different.
So a lot of his videos consisted of him singing to emo songs.
We don't have to dance, we don't want to smile, we don't have to make friends. It's so nice to meet you, let's never meet again.
And a lot of other ones consisted of him wanting an emo girlfriend.
I really want an emo girlfriend to grow old and happy with.
That's all he would talk about is, I really want an emo girlfriend, I can't get an emo girlfriend. And I want you to know, I've been watching this guy for about 4 years. I never knew all the craziness that would come of his story. His story just gets crazier and crazier each year, and that's why I felt a need to make a video on him. This was one of my favorite videos of him. It's him eating pizza while Old Time Low is playing. You know, he's just really living his emo life, eating pizza, wearing the Raw XD Asking Alexandria shirt. No harm there. So there's a little bit of Brandon Brootal's content. Most of it was pretty wholesome, you know? A lot of it, like I said, just consisted of him talking about being emo, wanting an emo girlfriend, and singing some songs or lip singing songs. And also eating pizza and talking about Monster. So he's living the stereotypical emo life. So like I said, he forgot his password, and then he eventually made this account, which is his other account called Brandon Brootal 7. And the interesting thing here is that his description says, "No minors, please." To me, that's just kind of strange. Like, I personally don't have a big problem with, you know, young people watching my content or anything. I mean, I don't really necessarily encourage it, but to be like, oh, no, it just feels like you're like having something to hide, which, looking more into Brandon Brootal, it becomes obvious that there is something to hide. But let's have a look at some of these videos. So this is an interesting video. Apparently Brandon Brootal had a dream, and then he woke up and he was really sad because in the dream, you'll see, he has an emo girlfriend, and then in reality he doesn't have an emo girlfriend. It almost sounds like a skit, I'm not gonna lie.
Let's do this video. I want to say in this video is that I fell back to sleep in the morning and had a dream. I was with this girl, I guess, and I loved her and everything, and I was like holding her like really close, and it was really nice, and I was looking at her face, and I'm entering that it was just a dream, and that she would be gone when I woke up. And I did wake up. She is gone. I don't know. Like, I was just holding her close in my dream. I just knew it was a dream that it wouldn't last.
Wow. Heartbreaking. So in that video, he had a dream that he had a girlfriend and he was holding on to her really close, and then he knew it wasn't gonna last, and when he woke up, she wouldn't be there. So something's off. I gotta be quite honest. This guy's in his 30s. I don't know if I can find the videos right now, but I remember there'd be a lot of videos where he's talking about, oh, I don't talk to minors, or whatever. This random lady's saying that I'm talking to minors, and he'd make like videos and tangents, and sometimes he would remove the videos, and he'd be freaking out and screaming about like how these people are making up stuff, that he's talking to minors, but he wouldn't do that. He's into adult emo women, and he would say that he's asexual, but then he would say that he's into 22-year-old adult emo women and not minors. Very strange, and I wish I had all the clips for it, but it is so much to find. But I do have enough to prove what I'm saying.
So I woke up this morning thinking about that emo girl in the blue truck,
Okay, she actually used to like me and want to date me, but not anymore. And I get feelings for women very easily. I'm like a hopeless romantic. So having like feelings for her, but having them completely unrequited feels really horrible. It feels nice when I like think about thoughts about her that makes me feel a love feeling, but then like also knowing she doesn't feel the same way just makes depression and sadness seep into that. I guess to make her comfortable, since she kind of believes the accusations going around my town, unfortunately, of me, I'm gonna keep my distance away from her to keep her comfortable, because I don't want to scare her, because I know she believes the stupid rumors. But yeah, I really like her.
So as you can see in that clip, he brings up that there's accusations where he lives. For a long time, he would do videos where he'd just freak out and he'd be like, oh, people are saying stuff about me in my city and, you know, it's not true and stuff. And they're saying I like minors and I was watching their kids from a window. It's not true. And then he would delete the videos and then he'd make more because he just kept on going on and on for like a year. And for a long time, I had no idea like if he was just losing his mind or if this was actually genuine like accusations that were happening against him, because people on his TikTok comments weren't saying anything. There was nothing like, oh, people calling him out or anything, but he would nonstop talk about it. I also found his Facebook after deep diving because I really wanted to see more lore on this guy. So things aren't going good at my dad's where I live. He's starting to be let down by his employers because he's getting old and they want new, fresh, younger people to work for them. I don't know where I'm gonna live. I can't save up money to move because there's a warrant for my arrest over not showing up for court. I'm scared. I don't want to be homeless. So apparently at one point in life, he had a warrant for his arrest. So it's not what we probably thought it would be for. It's just for impeding traffic laws. And he's saying that he probably won't go to jail for it. He also said this: my dad is awful. He doesn't like anything alternative. He says my stretched ears are disgusting. He thinks my tattoos are trashy. He doesn't think a guy should wear eyeliner. He hates my hair when I grow it out. And he's against me dyeing my hair. I think he means hair. I'm just trying to express myself. You know, there's nothing wrong with what he's saying here and being into the things that he's into. It's just very interesting because Brandon Brootal is, I think, 35. So this reminds me of something I would see from a 14-year-old back on Facebook. And it's not me trying to be a huge, it's just being honest. Did I just go trick-or-treating even though I'm in my 30s? Yes, I did. I only screenshotted this one because it admits to his age, being in his 30s, which I feel like is valuable information. And this is his bio. It says, I love emo, metalcore, electronic music, goth rock, and dark wave XD face. He's missing the no minors part on this one, which is interesting. Usually he puts no minors in his bio, but not on this one. Another thing I was able to find out is that he lives in North Carolina. I'm not going to give away anything more than that, but I think that's interesting. It kind of gives a little bit of perspective on the people that he lives around and how they might think. As he was saying, his dad is closed-minded when it comes to alternative music and the way he dresses, so it kind of makes sense. So the reason I'm making this video is because at one point in time, a lot of people thought that Brandon Brootal unalived himself. And I thought it would be really interesting to cover this story because a lot of people thought this guy passed away, and a lot of people still believe that this guy passed away. It was a very public thing. A lot of people were saying that he's not alive anymore. And if you look up Brandon Brootal on Google or anywhere, you will see that people still believe that he's dead, and all the information out there will say that he's dead, but he's not. And another reason I wanted to do this video is because there was always these accusations that were coming out against him, but there was never any ground for it until the time that I was actually making this video, and even more stuff was brought to light, and I was like, oh my god, he actually might be he might be. It seems like it, to be quite honest. I was trying to see exactly what his age is because I'm pretty sure I've heard that it's 35, but for some reason on famous birthdays it says he's 26. He's definitely not 26. He's admitted that he's in his 30s. I don't think he completely hides his age either. And everywhere else I look, it says that he's in his 20s, which is not true. Now, I don't think this is necessarily his fault because I'm pretty sure when I've watched him on TikTok lives, he's admitted that he's in his 30s. And just in other posts, I've seen him say that he's in his 30s, but it's not super out there, so I felt this video was really important to bring up because in this video, Brandon Brootal admits to being autistic, and I think that kind of lets us understand a little bit more of why he acts the way that he does. So let's watch this.
Hello, what I wanted to do in this video today, I guess, is, come out with something. Let's see, I have mild autism, I guess I just want to reveal that.
So in the past, I actually went live with Brandon Brootal on TikTok, and it was fine. You know, I could tell that, you know, he has a hard time speaking to people and stuff, and I've been watching his videos for a long time. And this was before the whole accusations of him possibly being a were out there, so I didn't really have that to really base my opinion off him. I just thought he was kind of an awkward like guy that's into emo music and stuff, and I thought it was kind of fun to watch, and I thought he was kind of like, I don't know, like it was adorable in a sense, because you know, he's a little like socially awkward, but he's into what he's into and he wears it on his sleeve, being into alternative and emo stuff, and I'm also into that stuff as well. But I remember talking to him. It was a nice conversation for the most part. I mean, it wasn't the easiest situation to have a conversation. I remember just asking him like what bands he liked and stuff, and he would kind of give me an answer, but it was really hard to kind of like keep a conversation going, but that's fine, you know. Some people it's just a little harder to have conversations with. So this is when it gets really interesting. A couple years ago, Brandon Brootal did attempt to take his own life. And this was very scary for myself and others because, you know, at the time, all we knew about this guy is that he made silly TikTok videos, and we felt bad that he was going through so many problems. And to me, it seemed like he was going through mental problems, to be quite honest. He was breaking down a lot on live streams and in videos. And I really just wanted it to not be true, and I really wanted him to be okay. The situation got so big that even in the year 2022, the first thing to come up on Google when you type in his name is alive, and then one of the other things is still alive. And when you type in his name, the first article is saying TikTok star Brandon Brootal dies, tribute paid by fans. If you type in his name on YouTube, a lot of the videos have to do with him possibly passing away. The first things to come up when you type in his name is catfish, goodbye video, TikTok, allegations, update, still alive, predator, minors. So it does seem like the allegation side of Brandon Brootal is coming up more, because that stuff is literally from a month or two ago where all that kind of came up. Where the people that thought he passed away, that happened about 2 or 3 years ago. So this is the video that really triggered everyone to think that he passed away. He posted this on his TikTok account, and let's just give it a watch.
Hey, I'm making this video to say thank you for everyone supporting me, and I just did something that I'm probably not going to be here anymore for, because I did something, and I don't think I'm going to be living anymore. So I'm so sorry about that. I mean, I don't care that my teeth are dirty. I'm about to die. Yeah, I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm not going to be alive anymore, I don't think, today. But thank you, everyone. I love all of you. And if my friend Cadis is seeing this, you mean a lot to me and everything. And I just want to say, everyone, thank you for supporting me, because I had a huge fear of the unpardonable sin. I started not being able to sleep, which really scared me. So now I've done something, and I don't think I'm going to be here anymore. But I love you all. Sorry. Goodbye.
So another interesting fact about this time is that Brandon Brootal was apparently not able to fall asleep for a long time. And I remember him talking about this a lot. He was like, I can't sleep. I'm pretty sure he would also bring up religion and some like crazy theories that he had going on during this time. But most of it apparently was just like him obviously struggling, and also just not being able to fall asleep did not help him at all. So he definitely didn't have a clear mind. So because of the video he posted, a lot of people were spreading around that he has passed away. They were trying to reach out to his family. They were trying to reach out to anybody that knew him, and they were trying to call the cops on him, anything they could do, because they were scared that he actually took his own life. There'd be comments like this, which is pretty much what I've gathered, is that he did take pills and, you know, tried to overdose. And then there was this person that was saying they're Brandon's friend, which is like the main reason that people thought that he actually passed away. And they were saying that they talked to the mother of Brandon Brootal and that he passed away. But then they made a post like this saying that they were misinformed and that it wasn't true. But because they were saying that they talked to his mother and that all this stuff was true, a lot of it just spiraled and everyone was believing it, including myself. Somebody said he was genuinely one of my favorite creators, and it's sad that all anyone did was bully him. I love him so much. He was unapologetic about being himself, and it was inspirational, and I'm genuinely upset. Brandon's family said that he loved poetry and music and would continue to post and repost content from Brandon's archives to maintain his online presence. We will continue to honor Brandon's memory by carrying on as we believe he would have wanted. This is bullshit. This is completely bullshit. There is no way that his family said this, because he never died. Like, somebody genuinely made articles where they said this guy was dead, which is one thing to, you know, take the bait and, you know, assume that he possibly died, because, I mean, he did put it out there that he was making it seem like he was gonna die. But to make an article saying that his family said, oh, we're going to keep on posting videos about him because, you know, that's what he would want. They never said this because they knew that he wasn't dead, because they were with him in person. It's actually insane and disgusting that people would make up such things for clicks. Like, that's disgusting. There'd be articles like this by heavy.com, whatever the that is. There was articles like this. There was articles like this. and articles like this. And that was just a couple of them. This was very big news and people had no idea what to believe. I mean, when you look him up on Google and they have the little answer boxes, it says, what is Brandon Brootal's cause of death? He's not dead. It has a whole day of when he's dead. He's not dead. And then the other one says, what happened to Brandon Brootal on TikTok? He died. He didn't die. Another person that I followed that was also in the same position of me of not knowing was assuming that Brandon also did pass away. This was back when it happened. I have posts of me right here trying to figure out if he actually did pass away. I was saying, did he actually pass away? I've heard, but I'm not sure. Poor dude was struggling with mental health bad. It's a shame. His real life friend confirmed it. So Kevin Crowe was one of the people that believed the situation that his real life friend put out there, saying that they talked to his family and that he actually passed away. So everyone was freaking out about him possibly passing away. People were spreading misinformation. People were saying they knew him. People were saying that they talked to his family. People were making up things that his family said, but none of that was true, and he never actually did pass away, which is fantastic and good. So during this time is when people actually started finding out that he was still alive.
I have a very important update involving Brandon Brootal. A lot of people were absolutely heartbroken about the situation, but a lot of people, including myself, still felt that something seemed off and felt like he was still alive because there was no concrete evidence that he passed away. Thankfully, everyone that thought he may have still been alive were 100% correct, because he actually went live on Instagram yesterday and he stated that he was having a really hard time sleeping, and he posted that video onto his TikTok because he actually thought in the moment that he was going to pass away, and he disappeared for a couple weeks because he needed to get help.
So this is a video of me reacting to Brandon Brootal possibly being alive still during the time that it actually happened. Alright, so I wanted to take down my video about Brandon Brootal in my post because apparently no one really knows exactly what's going on. I watched his video and I saw what he was saying, but some people are saying that he's in a treatment home right now and getting help. Some people are saying that he passed away. So I think the best thing that we could all do is probably just wait and see instead of, just saying stuff, because apparently none of us have the actual evidence. So I think we should stop making a bunch of videos being like, oh, he's 100% dead, even though I was one of those people that did it. And probably take our videos down and just, wait and see what happens and wish him the best of luck. So this was one of the first photos that I saw of Brandon Brootal that actually confirmed that he was alive to me. So this was somebody at the time I wasn't fully sure if it was actually his mother, but now it's confirmed that it is his mom. This is a photo of Brandon when I would assume that he was probably 5150'd for trying to overdose. And this was him probably at the hospital with his mom, doing a visit. And this was the first photo really confirming that he was still alive. His mom said, a photo of Brandon Brootal, TikToker several years back. He has not died as articles are reporting. He is, however, in need of prayers. And I just want to say, I've been 5150'd multiple times. It is very, very hard. It is not really the best place for people that are struggling, in my opinion, but it does keep you alive. But what I assumed happened is that he took something, it went wrong. Maybe he told somebody that he lived with, and then he got 5150'd, for attempting to take his own life. And it's really good news to hear that he's still alive, because, obviously we don't want anyone taking their own life. That is never a good thing. And if anyone that's watching this is struggling, please try to seek out help in any way you can. There's so many ways to do it. It was really good to hear that he was still alive. So this is his comeback stream where he confirmed that he was alive again by, showing his face and talking about everything. I would assume at this point he left being 5150'd. He spent a couple weeks there and then he came back and now he's, back at home.
There we go. Hi, yeah, so, oh, darn it.
Damn it. Sorry, I can't help it.
I'm doing better. I kind of went off the edge a bit. I wasn't able to sleep for like a long time. I think I was in my bed, my eyes closed, wanting to fall asleep, but it was like, just couldn't do it. So that's why the whatever thing happened in that other video, so. Yeah, so that's why my whole profile got taken down, because things like that can't be up on TikTok.
So one of his TikTok accounts was permanently banned because he posted the video that I showed you where he was saying that he was going to take his own life. So he's had about 3 or 4 total TikTok accounts, and one of them was permanently banned because of, saying that he was going to take his own life. But that video confirmed that Brandon Brootal was still alive. So that's where that story ends. Brandon Brootal is alive. He was struggling with his mental health. I'm glad to hear that he's okay. And I hope he continues to keep his head up and everything. But a lot of articles and things like that will still say that Brandon Brootal has passed away, which is completely inaccurate and should honestly be changed. But that's just social media trying to use clickbait to get more clicks and not caring about actual people. Another thing that Brandon's mom said, a fan asked, is he in the hospital? I hope he's okay. And his mother responded, all I will say is he's getting help. Okay, I'm glad he's getting the help he needs. So I would assume that he was, like I said, 5150 during that time. So this part is just Brandon's relationship with a girl that he was dating that he's not currently dating anymore, but I just thought this was a little interesting. So at one point he was in a relationship with this person named Sammy. He'd post stuff like this on his Facebook saying thank you to his girlfriend for getting him Valentine's Day gifts. And it's just a bunch of snacks. And then he'd post stuff like this. I love my girlfriend. She's my fluffy, wuffy, snuggly kitten who is cute and adorable. Oh my. I'm glad he's happy. This is the interesting part though. There was this person named Tara. And they said, I don't want you coming back over to my apartment anymore to visit me. Then Brandon's girlfriend at the time said, I'm not an evil person and would be your friend, but please stop trying to come in between us. And then Tara said, you need to back off. Me and Brandon never broke up. We were still boyfriend and girlfriend until you took him from me, you witch. And I'm pretty sure this is Tara in this photo. I'm not 100% sure. And supposedly at one point in time they were dating, and supposedly from what Tara was saying, they were still dating while he was dating this girl named Sammy. And then the Sammy person said, you've been broken up for 2 years. And then Tara said, that's a lie. This is when Brandon asked me to marry him, and she posted a photo saying, will you marry me, from Brandon Brootal on Instagram or Facebook, one of the platforms. And then his current girlfriend at the time said, oh wow, so you're mad at me because he is lying to both of us? I'm hurt also. So apparently Brandon Brootal was possibly cheating on 2 girls at once, which is very not cool. Now, I'm not saying this is completely confirmed, but from what I can gather from random Facebook messages, this seems like the drama that was happening. And this is the video where he announces that he has a girlfriend, which I thought was interesting.
Okay, I am very excited. I am no longer single. I have a girlfriend. Well, it's long distance relationship though, but it's still a relationship. She went ahead and ordered some stuff for DoorDash for me, and she got me all this. So I'm really happy about it. So yeah.
So most of that information didn't really matter. The only thing that really was kind of that interesting about that is that he possibly was cheating on 2 girls at once. That would not be cool. And it's also a little interesting to see him get a girlfriend just due to the fact that he's always talking about how he wanted an emo girlfriend, an emo girl, an emo GF, and then he finally kind of got one. A little interesting. This is the final part of this video, and I know this video has been going on forever. This is when Brandon Brootal really gets accusations. Like, he was getting a little bit of accusations. People were saying stuff, but I never really saw it on social media, but he would say it. He would always freak out about it. It would mess with his mental health. He'd make videos on it and then delete it. But this is when people publicly were calling him out online for being creepy with minors. So this message is from somebody that was pretending to be a minor. I know this is his official Facebook as well because I deep dived for this video to figure out that it was him. And the first message that the decoy sent was, hi, uwu. And Brandon responds, hi, what's up? Nothing too bad there. Later on, they say, not much, eating some Skittles. What about you? About to eat some gummy worms, XD. Oh, I love gummy worms, especially the sour ones. That's what I'm eating, the sour ones, XD. The bestest, hee hee. Yep, XD. What are you doing besides eating gummy worms? Petting my dog. And then the person that's pretending to be the minor in these messages sends a video of themselves, supposedly. And they just said, I'm just doing my hair. I think it's on fleek today. And he responds, your hair is awesome, XD. They say, thank you, uwu face. No problem, XD. I like your style, by the way. Thank you. And then they send another video of themselves. They say, where are you from? He says, Charlotte, NC. They said, oh, nice. I grew up not too far from there. I live in Durham. If you ever want to hang out, we could get into something one weekend if you'd want to. That would be cool, XD. Yeah, XD. Your girlfriend wouldn't be mad or anything, right? Oh, man, it's about to get weird. He says, she's not my girlfriend anymore, sad face. Me and her are friends now because of some complications, side face. I would assume the complications were probably the predator accusations. I think that probably maybe did a dent into the relationship, just an assumption. They said, oh, okay, so you're single. And he says, yes. Me too, the last guy I dated was a jerk. He just used me for what he wanted and dipped after he got it. That sucks. He does sound a lot like a jerk. Tell me about it. There's no good guys no more. I'm a hopeless romantic and I feel like I'm just waiting for my Prince Charming to come and swoop me off my feet. Brandon Brootal said, yeah, can you add me on Facebook? I tried, it won't let me. And I can't find your profile, sad face. He says, I can't add you. Are you a minor? Sorry, but bye. And then they said, damn, for real? And then they said, chill, I'm not going to get you in trouble. Plus, I'm the legal age of consent. okay, whatever, dude. See you around. They sent him an audio message, which I don't know what that says. I want to be friends, but you're too young. I don't want to be a Dobby vanity. I don't make friends with minors. I'm 34 years old. I won't tell no one if you won't. So as you can see from those messages, not looking so good. He keeps on talking to them, even though they're saying that they're a minor. Probably a bad sign. He's also acknowledging that he shouldn't be talking to them, but continues to talk to them. I mean, you are a really cute emo chick, XD. And you're a cute emo boy, uwu. Thank you. When do you want to hang with me then? So right here is a big problem, and I don't know exactly how old this person's pretending to be, but he pretty much acknowledges that they're a minor and he shouldn't be talking to them, and then he says, okay, you know what? You're really cute emo chick. I want to hang out with you, which is absolutely insane. And then they said, anytime you're free, hee hee. Okay, can I see more pictures? Sure, uwu. And then the person sends a picture and he says, not those pictures, XD. And they say, oh, what do you mean? I want less clothing. Naughty pictures, XD. And then they reply, I don't know. That's fucking creepy. That is fucking super creepy. Oh my god, did they actually like, oh my god, what the fuck? And then he says, it's okay, forget I said anything, I'll just go. I'm not a pedophile though, by the way. I'm a 34-year-old grown man. No, it's fine, Brandon. Here, hee hee. I would assume that they probably Googled an image and just sent him some random nude of somebody, I would assume, because this is like a plant. He replied, fuck your, god. This is so hard to read, I'm sorry. He replied, you're a hot emo girl of my dreams. You're real though, right? I don't want to be like a Dobby vanity. Yes, I'm real, and don't worry, you won't be like Dobby, silly. I'm almost 16 and my parents won't care. It's the legal age of consent, uwu. I don't know where it's legal, but so maybe where they live 16's legal, but they're still 15, they're saying at this time, which is, no matter what, it's weird. I mean, he's 34. He shouldn't be talking to a 16, 15, etc. He shouldn't be talking to. So he says, your age doesn't bother me. Hopefully mine doesn't bother you. Nope, I like older guys. And I like younger, XD. They said, that's hot. Oh my god, it's so hard to read these. He replied, my cock is hard, XD. If anybody says my cock is hard and then puts an XD at the end, oh my god, you need to block them instantly. They're obviously a creep. And then they replied, it better be. Can I see more, like a video showing you? And they replied, can I have one of you? If you send more, XD. I want to see you though. I'll send, I promise, just one more. Okay, fine, 1 second. And then they sent a photo of something I don't know. Oh god. In this part, he says, you look really tight with another XD face. Goddamn. And then they said, I am, hee hee, winky face. Can I have one now? Hello? He said, I'm sorry, I just came. I'll send you one next time, XD. You can just wait to see it in person. Wow, really? He said, yes, XD, it was hot. And she said, no, I meant really to you're not gonna send anything and then tell me I have to wait until I see you. Yeah, I'm sorry. It will be better in person. Plus, if you're not real, you can't use it against me. And this is when the person comes out about not actually being a minor and these photos not actually being of them. Well, guess what? I'm not real and I have those messages to use against you. Hopefully getting off to what you thought was a minor was worth it, sick creep. I got those off of a corn website. And then Brandon Brootal just never replied to those. And then people in his comment section start calling him out for being a pedophile. And then people posted the videos and the screenshots of what this person said on TikTok and etc. And he starts replying to people calling him a pedophile. And he responds, no, I stopped talking to that 15-year-old after finding her age. Someone was impersonating me, asking her for nudes to make it look like I was initiating when I did not. And the 15-year-old is blocked and is staying blocked. I prefer alternative women who are 22 plus. And then people are saying the video is literally proof, which it is. This person said, no, dude. And he replied, no, someone took an image and name and asked her for nudes to make it look like I'm a pedo. I stopped talking to her once I found out her age and I have her blocked and now she will stay blocked. Brandon, that's not how screen recordings work unless you are a master editor. There is no way that that could happen in a recording. And they're showing your username at the end of the video. God damn it, Brandon. I trusted you and defended you in the past and now this. Stop flirting and asking for pictures of underage girls, you creep. Now, I can't confirm that the sexual parts are completely him, but I highly doubt that those are fake because he does confirm that the beginning messages to this person were completely true. So things are not looking good for Brandon. He was definitely talking to a minor, which is completely inappropriate and disgusting, and now he's trying to defend himself. So these are some videos of him addressing the situation.
No, everybody, this guy's a liar. They're screenshots because someone made an account and used my profile picture and started messaging her, right? And then they screenshot it to make it look like me. Okay, do you get it? I'm not a liar. I'm saying it's true. What they did was they took my profile picture and my name, they made an account with it,
and they started talking to her through that account, and then they screenshot it to send out to everyone. So really, it wasn't me saying all that. I was talking to the girl for a bit, but I didn't check her age yet. But when I did check her age, I stopped talking to her. Yeah, so I never asked for nude pictures or anything like that, because again, that's the fake account of me asking for that, because I don't even ask for nudes from women, and I can't be a pedophile because I'm attracted to women. Last night I jerked off to a woman with big boobs, right? Not kid. I didn't go off to some kid. Now, how can I be a pedophile if I'm into women with big boobs too?
Hi Brandon. You can hook up with adult women and still be attracted to minors. It's happened a lot. I mean, look at Davi Vanity and these other people. They were still hooking up with adult women while hooking up with minors. It's creepy and it shouldn't happen, but it doesn't excuse you from being into young people. I just want to put that out there.
There's a school down that road down there. And guess what? I live in an area where there's a school. Do you know what area I live in? They can't live in an area where there's a school.
That's not true, because if you're a pedophile and you haven't gotten arrested for it, you can still live near schools, which would make sense why Brandon is able to be next to a school, because he hasn't been arrested for this. It doesn't make it not true though. Those messages seem pretty damn real. Plus, you're admitting to the beginning of it, which already pretty much makes it seem like, okay, you were talking to a minor and you probably did continue to talk to them. Just when things leaked, you didn't want to admit it. So those are some of his arguments for why he's not a P word. I'm going to have to say that does not really clear up anything or make him look any better. I'm going to be quite honest.
Hello everybody, so there's this thing going around to where I was so-called talking to a 14-year-old. The girl started messaging me first. I messaged her. I did not know her age. And then she started messaging me other stuff. And then I was like, okay. I checked her age and I told her to stop talking to me. I said, I can't talk to you, you're a minor. And so she kept talking to me. And
so don't reply.
She sent some photos I didn't ask for at all.
The messages look like he asked for them.
Instantly. And then I was like, no, I can't do this. And I was at church at the moment when she sent those photos. That's bad. But anyway, what I want everybody to know is I don't trust recordings. I don't trust videos. I don't trust screenshots, because anyone can fake a screenshot. No, I didn't call her cute. There's one message in there where it seems like I said she's cute, but no.
There's more than that. You literally said you
There's the other
came.
one where I so-called asked for news, but not really, because she just sent them to me, and so I blocked her. She is blocked right now.
What? Wait. So he said there's one message where it looks like I said, can you send nudes? But she just sent them to me. So it's not really. Either way, dude, she's still a minor that sent you nude. What the frick? And I know it's not a real minor because, you know, it was a setup. But, like, from what he knew, it was a minor. Oh, that's bad. This guy needs to get a lawyer before he speaks.
It basically was a trap.
Yes.
They trapped me into talking to her.
No.
And then
that was all
changed
you.
The messages that I said into what I didn't say.
Doesn't really sound like it.
It was some sort of whatever.
He's got some boogers.
And the age I date is 22 and up.
Okay, all right. No. I think he's in the clear, guys. He said he's only into 22-year-old women. We're fine. My bad. I shouldn't believe those messages. You're right. He said he's only into 22-year-old women. Of course. So right here we have some text from him. She sent those pictures without my permission. Then I blocked her because she wouldn't stop trying to talk to me. I didn't know she was a minor until I checked her age, and then I stopped talking to her and blocked her. Then why I asked for naughty photos? I didn't. She just sent them, probably saying I asked for them. He's just repeating the same exact thing that he's saying. And that's pretty much where this story ends, is that people now believe that Brandon Brootal is a predator. So now Brandon Brootal is confirmed alive, which is good, but unfortunately he probably is a predator. And I took it upon myself to reach out to Brandon Brootal and see what he had to say about this. I first wanted to let him know that I'm going to be doing a video on him because I was concerned about his mental health, and I don't want him to get upset or be angry about me making a video on him, even though no matter what, I was still going to probably do it because he's a public influencer and I'm allowed to make videos about whoever the f I want. But I wanted to give him a heads up, and I was worried for his mental health because of things like in the past where he has overdosed and tried to take his own life that did scare me to make a video about him. So I reached out to him on TikTok and he did reply. Initially, I let him know that I was making a video, and the video was mostly just going to be centered around people thinking that he passed away when he didn't. But then more things came out, like the accusations that he had, and I had to add that in because otherwise I feel like I'm not covering the full story. Brandon Brootal said, "You can make the video. What happened was I couldn't get to sleep for 3 days in a row, and so it scared me, so I overdosed on pills but lived through it. I said, I'm glad you're right now. Please stay strong." And he replied, "I have people impersonating me while talking to minors, sad face, but I'm gonna try to stay strong. Could you tell me more about that? I was wondering about that. Is it a fake account that they made saying that it was you, or was it you?" I saw their video pop up, but I wanted to hear your side on the story before assuming anything, of course. I was talking to her saying I was gonna add her on Facebook, but once I went to her account, I found out that she was a minor, so I told her I couldn't add her because she's a minor. But she kept messaging me, so I blocked her, but other people twisted the messages and made it look like I kept messaging her stuff I never said. It's annoying. Unfortunately, he didn't really add anything to that conversation that was new. It was pretty much the same exact thing that he said on his live streams when he addressed the situation. I'm only into 22-year-old women, but they have to be emo, but I don't talk to minors, and I'll put it in my bio. And I know people have been accusing me of this for a long time, but I did talk to the minor, but I didn't get sexual with her because that's Photoshop and people are liars. It just doesn't sound legitimate. I don't want Brandon to be depressed. I don't want him to do anything stupid. I want him to stay strong. It is pretty obvious that he was probably talking to a minor inappropriately. I could not believe in any situation that this would be photoshopped. I mean, he already admitted that they were talking, which is insane. And that's pretty much where the story ends here. I hope you enjoyed this video. It took a long time to film, so please hit the like button. You can also check out my new items at nevertakeitoff/Johnnie Guilbert. I have a bunch of jewelry. And you can check out all my merch at johnnyguilbert.com. My music and everything is linked down below, so be sure to follow and stream it all down below. And thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this type of content, and stay happy, not crappy. Life's a bitch, don't quit. Peace out, thug pugs. Bye.